And then he says, very interesting, this is the last point that he mentions in this chapter, a way to test yourself, how much of an individual you actually are. Now, this book was written in 1986. The same year I was born. The way to test how much of an individual you are is to have an hour of solitude. To a generic person who has not developed themselves and their individuality, it's very boring to have an hour of solitude. A person who has begun to develop themselves as an individual, he can be very joyous to have an hour with themselves, because there's an internal world that has been built within themselves. And they can live a whole life for years in the yeshiva without a moment of solitude. And that can cause them to not have opportunities to flex the muscles of yourself as an individual, and they can forget about the development of themselves to an independent individual person. This is one of my grandfather's big pet peeves, is that the Torah and the yeshiva is supposed to help you develop as an individual, but if it becomes so standardized and there isn't an injection of an emphasis to really develop yourself as a person, you can end up becoming like a robot. My grandfather, must remember, used to send his students to go out in the fields, go by yourself, go for a walk, go for an hour by yourself. Now today, what people will do is they put on their headphones, go for a walk, you go jogging, and everyone's got their headphones in. Everyone's got their little AirPods. But there's a great value to spend time with yourself, because it's a very difficult experience so long as you have not developed the parts of yourself as an individual. Go take a walk for a half hour, take a walk for an hour. And the student came back and he was all nervous and he was all scared. He was nervous. And, well, what happened? Did you see a snake? Like, well, why are you so scared? Did someone pull a knife on you? He says, no. He says, well, why are you scared? I'll tell you why you're scared. Because you met someone. You met a foreigner. You met a stranger. You met yourself. And that's pretty terrifying for someone who has not actually lived with a focus that's inward. There's only one such person in the world, and you are responsible for that person because it is you. But if you just live your life with an external focus, and everything that you do is because others, outside forces, have told you that's what you're supposed to do, well, then you haven't met that person. You haven't developed that person. That person is just